Now, Dangme. You with me? Everybody found Dangme? Dangme. Now, if you divided Dangme, you would think that you would divide it into Kanzaki Dangme and Churki Dangme. Well, Tibetan, we say selflessness, but what about selfless? That's why I translated it as selfless rather than selflessness. You could look on Dangme as meaning something that's selfless. Well, the definition of Dangme is Daktu Matruba, that which is not established as self. So the non-existent is not established as self. And it's unusual to begin the chart with Dangme. People usually start with Yerba. And as the Dalai Lama said when he saw my chart, oh, this is a Tumu Maimba of Ngawan Langden, who was my big teacher at that time. But anyway, Dangme Layena, so say it after me. Dangme Layena.
Dangme Layena.
Yerba Tameba Ni.
Yerba Tameba Ni.
Are you with me on the chart, everybody? Now, Meba, we don't need divisions of Meba, right? We could, I suppose. I don't know. Yerba Layena.
Yerba Layena.
Takbatan Ngobo Ni.
Takbatan Ngobo Ni.
No problem so far, right? I did this chart in 1972 on my Fulbright in India and did a horizontal chart. Takwala Yena, Namka, Soso Dango, Soso Damingi Kokpa, Tingi, Shi. 4. Takbala Yena Shi. So those are the 4 famous ones. There are others. Okay, so that finishes that on. Ngobala Yena. Sum. Suk. Sheva. Demon Duje Sum. Let's look at my translation. Consciousness, non-associated compositional factor. Sukla Yena. Juji. Megi Wongbo. Nawe Wongbo. Ne Wongbo. Je Wongbo. Luki Wongbo. Nga. Suk. Ta. Ti. Ro. Rekja. Number Rikje Maimbe Su. Juji. So what do we have? Eye, sense, ear, sense, nose, sense, body, sense, visible form. And we say visible form because this suk is not the big suk that includes all 11, but is just visible form.
I was saying suk and suk, but they both...
Yes, spell the same, exactly. Good question. Spell the same. Sugla Yena. Yiptan Kado Ni. Shape, color, no problem. Yipla Yena. Ringwa. Tungwa. Tawa. Mawa. Flamba. Dumbo. Chalewa. Chalewa Maimba. How many is that? Yeah. I forgot. Yipla Yena Gye. Kadala Yena. Ni. Zawai Kado Tang. Yana Ki Kado. Okay. Zawai Kado La Yena Shi. Ngo. Ser. Gar. Mar. Shi. Zawai Kado La Yena Shi. Yana Ki Kado La Yena Ge.
Ge.
Tima,
Chema.
Nima,
Nima.
Nawa,
Nawa.
Mumba,
Mumba.
Jimba,
Chima.
Tua,
Tua.
Dul,
Dul.
Kugna,
Kugna.
Ge,
Ge.
Gerva, Gere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tati Taswan, Da, Dala Yena Ni,
Dalane Yi.
Simbe Jua Chimbo Gyur Chebatang. Gee, I wonder what the source for this particular version is. It's fine. Simbe Jua Chimbo Gyur Cheba. Sound in which Simbe Jua Chimbo, great elements that are conjoined with consciousness, act as causes. Act as causes, Simbe Jua. Now, conjoined means conjoined with consciousness. For instance, this table is not conjoined with consciousness. This is, right? Masimbe Jua, Masimbe Jua, Jua Chembo Gyor Kareyina. Masimbe Jua Chembo Gyor Chebe Ta. That sound? Because this is not conjoined with consciousness. What? But this now, when we put the two together, I don't know. It looks like a combination, isn't it? But it is. This is conjoined with consciousness, right? The body consciousness. So you could tell some interesting stories just by what they choose as the fundamental categories of things that exist, as opposed to what Hopkins did, which is just to tell you. Yeah, there just may be a few things left to do. Simbe Jua Chimbo Gyur Chebe Da. You have to understand Da, La Yena, Me. We should have done this. This is what we were supposed to do on the first day. Because first you are supposed to learn about what exists. Then you do emptiness. I don't know, we're in the West, right? So-called. Semjendu Dembe Da.
Semjendu Dembe Da.
Semjendu Mi Dembe Da.
Semjendu Dembe Da.
Ni.
Ni.
Semjendu Dembe Da La Yena Ni.
Semjendu Dembe Da Nena Ni.
Nyembe Da Tang.
Nyembe Da Tang.
Mi Nyembe Da.
Nyembe Da.
You know, somebody's singing and it's enjoyable, so that's a Nyembe Da, right? And it's saying, oh, say, can you see? So it's articulate, although that particular song is not so articulate, you know, for most of us. For some it is. But what are the wild versions of that? I mean, you know, where you think the song is saying something and it isn't? I don't mean made up versions. And you can see that it's sound caused by elements conjoined with consciousness from the, you know, in this case, the human's mouth. Then, Semjendu Midumbe Dala Ni. Semjendu Midumbe Dala Ni. You know, it's not shown to a sentient being, doesn't indicate meaning to a sentient being. Nyembe Da.
Nyembe Da.
Ah. You see, it's conjoined with elements, and it's inarticulate, and it's so pleasant.
So they divide them up into sort of like, I like it, I don't like it.
Yes. Yes. And so you see, like and dislike are very important in Buddhism. It really is. It's pleasure and pain, and I want pleasure and I don't want pain, and how you figure out what real pleasure is. And you're not deciding there is no pleasure, deciding what real pleasure is. So we have ni, right? Minyembe Da. Nye, 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 nye. It's unpleasant, it's inarticulate, and it's conjoined with elements. Look, of course, it could be articulate.
Is there an example of that in one of the dewdrop books of the sound of a policeman's fist?
That's right. Hitting someone's face.
Hitting someone's face, yeah.
Oh. Misimbe juwa chembo gyur chebe dala nina ni. Semjendu demba dan semjendu du min demba ni. Are you used to it by now? Now this is odd, right? There's articulate sounds by elements not conjoined with consciousness. Such as, the famous examples are the sound of, the pleasant one, of a Buddha rustles the leaves of a tree that give the message of impermanence. You see, right when they teach you this stuff, they introduce you to also the wild universe. It's no prosaic universe. Unpleasant, right? Minyamba da, would be easy enough to figure out either, but it's articulate. What does it have? The scolding by the, what does it have? I forget. Well, I have to read Meditation on Emptiness. This is very standard, this chart. Then, okay, tatitas, tatiliyana, shimbata mishimba ni. Right? Nice odors and awful odors, and I like it odors and I don't like it odors. This one always throws me. A mixed fragrant odor. Chinyamba. Tang chiminyamba ni.
What's mixed and what's not mixed?
Who's got Meditation on Emptiness? Find the corresponding section, right? Did you find it? I can find it.
Yeah. If sounds, we need examples for sound.
Go to fragrant, odor.
An equal odor, such as the odor of sesame, does not infuse other objects.
So equal. Mixed is gone.
Whereas the opposite is true of unequal odors, such as the odor of garlic.
Unequal.
Infusing.
So it's no longer mixed. Hopkins finally got his act together, huh? So give us examples again.
Equal odor, which is pleasant, is sesame.
So it's not strong.
The unequal odor is garlic.
Unequal fragrant. Unequal pleasant.
Oh, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice.
Okay, equal unpleasant or unfragrant.
Give me an example.
Oh, come on. Not in the chart, in the English that goes along with it.
There's no examples for unpleasant.
Everybody knows, huh? Rolla yena, true. Say it. Rolla yena, true. Ngarwa, gyurwa, kawa, dawa, tsawa, lin tsawa. These are the same that were in the Life magazine book a number of years ago on the tastes. Rekchala yena ni. Jungwa tang. Jungwa le gyoe rekcha ni. Jungwa le yena shi. Sa. Chu. Me. Long. Jungyo ki rekchala yena. Dun. Jamba. Zuba. Jiwa. Yangwa. Changwa. Jeba. Gomba. So, what about sexual pleasure? Where do you put it? It's object of touch, right? Sexual whatever that is that one feels. The consciousness that experiences it would be a tsorwa.
Jamba?
Yes, there's nothing else.
Yeah.
Jamba. Jamba. It's one type of jamba. Jam zu ji yang chang de gong. Say it.
Jiang Zu Ji Yang Zhang De Gong.
Zheng zu ji yang chang de gong.
Jiang Zu Ji Yang Zhang De Gong.
Number je ma imbe su la yena.
Richie.
Nga.
Nga.
Dua like yoa.
Do like you.
Now, this is like a single particle. One atom, it says here. Nowadays, we're saying particle. One, and that one is right. One particle. This is number Rikje Maimbe Suk because we can't see it with our senses. We can see aggregations. These are forms for the mental consciousness. Ngumba Kap Yoba. Says space form. What does meditation emptiness say for Ngumba Kap Yoba?
Space form, for example, the appearance of clear space only to a mental consciousness.
So gup is like you see occasion, space, so it still says space form, huh? It's not good that your teacher of this is not completely up on this, because in fact it should be something that you're so familiar with this that, I should be an example to you, but I haven't looked at it for a few years. But it was for many years, for at least 20 years for me, just the back of my hand, palm of my hand, whatever. It's just right on the tip of my tongue, all of it. Because these are the phenomena you deal with, and you keep coming up against them. And if you think, oh, I can look at the chart, or I can look in meditation and emptiness, you are wrong. This is like basic worldview. One part of the basic worldview. Yang dapa langba le yoga. Wow. Yang dapa langba le yoga. And this is interesting. When you take a vow, there's a form that supposedly can be seen by some mental consciousnesses that is there from the time you take the vow. Gundakpa. So something, for instance, you meditate on skeletons that you have used in, the last 100,000 years, say, and make a big pile of them and meditate on them. These are imaginary forms. And also in dream. Ong Jorwa, Ong Joe Suk. These are all Suk, you see? Duala Gyoe Suk. Ngumbakap Yobe Suk. Yandapa lamba le gyoe suk. Gundakwe suk. Ong joe suk. So, the master meditator can create a form that even, I wonder why it's called number Chemaimbe suk. Because you can show it, some other people can see it. Anyway.
In this system, is soup similar with Publ?
No, not according to Giant Shiva. Suk and Pembo are not Tenche. Because the definition of Pembo is Duldu Truba. And he takes Duldu Truba as meaning Duldu Demba Truba. Just as in English, you could say there are forms, but there's no matter. And that has a certain punch. Giant Shiva says in Prasangika, there's suk, but no pembo. Suk yurgyan, pembo met. Pembo has a harder connotation. But everybody else in Gelug says, non-Goman, says there's pembo. Sheva Layena, Semdan, Semjong Ni. Right? Now this sem should be translated as mind, right? Sem lo yena, true. Migi number sheva,
Niki number share.
nawai number sheva,
Nawi number share.
ne number sheva,
Ne number share.
che number sheva,
Che number share.
luki number sheva,
Niki number share.
yiki number sheva, true.
Niki number share. True.
That takes one. So, semjung lo yena true.
True.
Kundro nga, yunge nga, kewa juji, sanyun true, nyenyun nishu, shengyo shi. Now, the numbers are in parenthesis because you're not dividing the 5 omnipresent factors into each of these, because then each of them would have to be 5. Kundrola yena nga. Now, semba is sometimes attention and sometimes intention. And I haven't gotten just one word. I guess you'd have to go with intention because it's so important for karma. So, semba, yila cheva. Yila cheva, what does meditation emptiness say? Could be. It's what appeared to my mind, but that's why I asked. Mental engagement. Yila cheva. You know, engaging the object.
Is this word?
That's why. And then, yes, it has many different meanings. Yila cheba, contemplation, you know, mental application, etc., etc. Applying something to mind. Sorwa, douche, rekpa. Yunge la yena nga. Sherab, dumba, dingazin.
Meditative stabilization.
Doesn't have to be meditative. Stabilization. You know, when you're looking, otherwise, when you looked at things, for instance, your eye consciousness would flit all over the place. There has to be a certain degree of stabilization, even with an eye consciousness. Thing is, Temba does meditation emptiness say mindfulness, or does it have some other mindfulness? Merba? Does it say interest? Belief, it says? How interesting. Merba has many meanings. Interest is pretty good. It means to be intent on something. Well, I would put interest / belief. Kewala yena, juji, teba, ngotsa, teyer, machakba, shedang meba, timuk meba, zunru, Xinjiang, Hagyu, Danyom, Mitsawa. Compassion comes under Mitsawa. Sanyun la yena true. Marikwa, Toja, Kontro, Nage, Tetsong, Dawa, true. Dawa la yena. Nga. Jigsaw la dawa. Tartsimbe dawa. Dawa chonzin. Tsutrim dan dushu chonzin. Chonzin. Lokta. Now, dawa chonzin, the third one, you could have a lousy view that you thought was great, you know, that you think is Chok, supreme, from Buddhist point of view, right? Or you could take the view of impermanence, which is true enough, but consider it to be the supreme view, as not thinking about emptiness, and that would be Dao Chongzin also.
There's a point in that article by Lopez about this very thing.
Really?
He says that that Tsongkhapa at one point thought that Madhyamakas had no thesis until he was corrected by Manjushri in a vision.
So that would be Dao Chongzin, his old view. Sujim dan Dushu Chongzin. Sujim dan Dushu. Dushu are modes of behavior. Sujim is ethics. And you might have a system of ethics, or modes of behavior are like in India, there are practices of behaving like a dog. And you go around on all fours, you lick, and you copulate like a dog and so forth. And that's supposed to be it, you see? So, children that do chonzin. Or conceiving of ethics alone to be sufficient. That would be the children that do chonzin, taking it beyond what it talked about. Okay. Nishu. I'm really out to lunch. Troa. Kunzin. Tsikba. Number Tsewa. Chado. Yo. Yu. Ngoza Meva. Chemeva. Chaba. Sena. Gyakwa. Mateva. Lelo. Pagmeva. Jenge. Sheshin Mimba. Mukba. Gerba. Number Yenwa. Nishu. Then, Shengyo Shi. I think we call these changeable mental factors in meditation on emptiness, right? Shengyo La Yena Shi. Ni. Gyoba. Dokba. Jerba. Now, when you sleep, depending on your motivation before, it could be either virtuous, non-virtuous, neutral. And of course, from things that happen during it. Contrition, you think, oh shit, why did I give that beggar any money? I'm such a fool. Then that contrition is non-virtuous. When you follow a guru for 15 years and you discover that he or she is a real shit, and you think, why did I do all? Why? That's just awful. Everything I did was terrible. Then that contrition, you haven't handled the guru problem well. Then that contrition becomes non-virtuous. Whereas you think, oh, what an awful thing I did. I took the, such and such from the beggar, or, beat up somebody, did some non-virtue, then that's virtuous. Give up, right? Contrition, regret, right? Sorriness, feeling sorry. Now, Tokwa and Joba, what does meditation often say? I forget. Yeah, but what does it say? What is the...
Investigation and analysis. Investigation is an inquiry into the rough entities of objects as well as their names, whereas analysis is a fine discrimination of these.
I see. And so depending on what you're looking into, whether it's how to cheat your neighbor, right? Or how to help your neighbor, it could be virtuous, non-virtuous. You could have neutral contrition, for instance. Oh, I shouldn't have, when you're sewing, I shouldn't have put the needle in there. I should have put it over here. Oh, I'm sorry I did it that way. So, I don't know if this makes our course upside down, but I think it makes it sort of right side up, doesn't it? Start out by looking into the reasoning about emptiness, and we're finishing by looking at the phenomena that are empty, which is a good way of doing it because it emphasizes that emptiness in this system does not cancel the existence of the object. It only cancels the inherent existence of the object, the delimitation of the object and negation being so crucial to the system. So now, what are some things that, what was the best part of the course?
I think that I like the fact that you talk about it in terms of the impact that it can have on oneself. I like the fact that we start with some of the analyses and what'll kind of slow getting into the material and thinking about can you find it and the way that effect can affect you. I think that's interesting.
For me, that really worked. And that really came from something you either said or body language or some kind of language. Early on, I said something like, well, we'll get to the analyses later. And he either, I don't think you said anything, it was sort of like, or something. And I thought, when I went home, why not do it now, Get an idea of what it's like to do these things. And in terms of my own, what I've been a bit happy about is that I've been open to be, as you can see, reactive to what's going on. And that was very different this time, to start that way. And it really, I felt, set up the course.
I like the pace of this course a lot better than the Chittamatra seminar. I think we were just line by line going over everything, which I thought was really helpful.
Yeah, that is helpful.
Line by line, for instance.
For instance, the goings and comings, or the special insight that we read right after that, and even the
Illumination.
illumination. That's what it is. Yeah,
Where we read slowly, you read out loud.
Subject.
And also like teaching us how to read it.
Yes.
Found that really helpful.
I used to do that all the time. And I've been trying to think lately if, and I think it's worked in this seminar, if people are what do you think? If this process of just sitting down and essentially doing one text is what I used to do. And we'd just do one book, and it would take all semester to do one topic that you might do in a few days. But then you saw how much was in each selection. So in illumination, we were...
talked about.
What?
We talked about how
What's the topic?
the perception of a rope as a snake is the exact same wrongness as seeing phenomena.
I see. The
passage.
the passage, the lightning passage, building into that, and
that was good for me. It sort of got me in the gear of reading really slowly. And
oh, that's interesting. An interesting point.
what we had to do in the mind-only class was summarize everything, which got me in the gear of reading really slowly. But I like this better.
And the summary was done very late in the semester. No, that was the first time it was done, when we did it. And when we did it back then, it's what saved the course.
Yeah, but
The course otherwise would have been
that was-
garbage.
It's C,
Yes,
the first half.
and it was not quite as much at sea. Next time, if I do it next time, it's now even separated out. All the juicy stuff is in one book. Why I was saying, oh yeah, is to get into reading slowly, you need to do that early in the semester. You couldn't do some quick reading and then do slow reading. It depends on getting it started slow. And I don't think you'd have to do all the reading slow, right? Or in class, go over everything, because we couldn't do that one.
It's like
Emptiness yoga is so much more colloquial that
Yes.
you can read it more quickly.
We had an extraordinary balance here of doing the slow stuff and yet covering a lot, like the difference between Prasangika and Swatantrika. However quickly we did it, we got into it some. An extraordinary balance that way, which will probably never occur again, because we're going to open up. I'm going to have to open up my graduate seminar to and make a concomitant undergraduate course because I have so few people in what's usually my spring semester, and the state. It's not going. For instance, I'm making a report to the state now that I've had like 9 people signed up for courses in this semester, the whole, because there are only about 5 signed up for the 823 course. It takes me 8 hours a week to do that. That course is 8 hours a week. It's highly labor intensive, but you have to have, anyway, look. And what about you folks? What do you recommend?
I liked the analysis, the China theory within
I thought this was a great class. In my 10 years at the university, this is one of the best I've ever had. I figured out a lot of things that have been puzzling me on at least half a dozen topics. I thought Anne Klein's book, one of the best books, not by yourself on this topic ever published, the best book ever published. And it was good watching this group. They were really bright. I thought it was best that we all shut up back here, especially when Preston was around. It was good to keep us down. Keep us down.
There were 2 things that I just wanted to make a point of. One, I've taken all 3 of your seminars. I did something this time around that I didn't do in the other 2, which was prepare prior to the start of the class. No, in a sense that I found that the more I can bring to your classes, the more I will get out of them.
Yes.
And in that sense, I think maybe a list or recommendations of readings that are not going to be done in the class, but that you think are valuable.
Oh, what you mean by prepare is not doing the stuff that I suggested,
Right,
but doing stuff that I didn't suggest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that I thought led to far more comprehension from my part on when I came in here to hear you lecture.
Most people wouldn't actually have time to do that.
Well, the thing is, but I mean, for example, I did this over the summer because I knew this class was going to be taught in the fall.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was pointing out.
Oh.
And then having a slow pace allows me also then to look at other materials, say in Uma, and then I tend to comprehend all of that writing rather than having, an entire book crammed down my throat every week.
Spend hours on the site. And